أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر. سبحان الله عما يشركون. هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. صدق الله العظيم.
ما شاء الله. Beautiful. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd. Respected elders, brothers, friends. Yesterday was Friday night and 23rd night. We said there is possibility of Laylatul Qadr. One friend texted Maulana Sahab, I'm outside, the night seems so still and serene and the birds are chirping. Like I've never heard them chirping like this before. So it could be Laylatul Qadr. As a possibility. Who knows? Allah knows best. If it was last night, Alhamdulillah, we stayed in Masjid, we did i'tikaf, we did tahajjud, we did ibadat. Allah accept. If it wasn't, we still have few nights left. Ibn al-Arabi rahmatullahi alayhi, Ghaliban he said, Allah Pak has hidden 5 in 5. Shab-e-Qadr in the nights of Ramadan, so that we make some mujahada and some effort in every night. If one night was fixed, then we would just do mujahada on one night and then finish. We wouldn't do anything on the other nights. And if someone missed that night, then he would cry, he would lament, oh, I missed it, I missed it. And if someone did something bad on that night, like zina, na'uzubillah, oh, the guna would increase as well. You knew it was Shab-e-Qadr and still went to the prostitute. Na'uzubillah, the zina's guna would be huge. So Allah concealed it because it's better for us. Number 1. Number 2, Allah has concealed Sa'atul Istijabat, moment of Qabuliyat of Dua in Friday. So that throughout the day we keep making du'as. Any moment could be the moment of acceptance. Morning, afternoon, evening, late evening, before Asr, after Asr, before Maghrib. Possibility is there, so we make du'as as much as we can. We busy ourselves in ibadat, tilawat, zikr, fikr, azkar, tasbihat. That's why Allah kept it hidden. Number 3, Allah's wali in His creation. Allah's wali, Allah did not put sign on someone's forehead that this is wali of Allah. Why? So that we respect each and every Muslim. Any Muslim could be Allah's wali, you could be Allah's wali, you could be Allah's wali, you could be Allah's wali, he could be Allah's wali, she could be Allah's wali. Why should we debase, criticize anyone, badmouth anyone, ghibat of anyone? He could be a wali of Allah. We have to keep our tongues under control and shouldn't say anything bad about anyone. He could be wali of Allah. And if he was wali of Allah and we said something bad about him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold us to account. Allah is really angry. Just as if someone tries to attack a lion's cub, the lion will roar and attack them. Similarly, if someone attacks Allah's wali, Allah roars at them and finishes them off. There are only 2 instances where Allah has declared war in Quran Hadith. One is about interests. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا فَأْذَنُوا بِحَرْبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. If you don't stop indulging in interest, then listen to an announcement of war from Allah and His Rasul. You are at war with Allah and Rasul, you can't win. And the second is in the Hadith Qudsi, Man aada li waliyan faqad adhantuhu bil harb. Whoever remains hostile to a wali of mine, I am announcing a war with him. If you go after a wali of Allah, an alim, a shaykh, an ustad, an imam, and you criticize them and you put them down in the society and you go against them for no reason, you got no right to do so, but you criticize and badmouth them, then Allah is at war with you. You're gone. You're finished. May Allah protect us. So, wali is hidden so that we don't show hostility and animosity towards any human being. He could be Allah's wali. Any Muslim, he could be Allah's wali. Also, if Allah told us who is wali of Allah and then we were hostile to him, it would be very bad. Even worse. That's why Allah didn't put names on faces about who is wali and who is not. Allah made some signs to understand. Like Allah said, Ala inna awliya Allahi la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. Who are they? Alladhina amanu wa kanu yattaqoon. Lahumul bushra fil hayati dunya wa fil akhirah. Who are 2 things in them, iman and taqwa. They are Allah's wali. Inna waliyya Allahu alladhi nazzala al-kitab wa huwa yatawalla as-salihin. Salihin are Allah's wali. Who are busy in a'mal salihah, they are Allah's wali. So, number 3, wali in makhluk. And number 4, qabuliyat in hasanat. We don't know which hasana is going to be accepted by Allah. Allah concealed it so that we try to do as many hasanat as possible. Allah's pleasure, His rida is in hasanat. Any hasana could become a source of Allah's pleasure. Even if it's just giving water to a thirsty dog, it can please Allah. Allah wiped out the whole lifelong sins of that person. Allah was so happy with the person. So any hasana can be a source of acquiring pleasure and rida of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah concealed it so that we try to do as many hasanat as we can. We don't belittle any hasana. Oh, atubu mamuli, this is mamuli, yeah, this is trivial. No, no, no. Even that mamuli, small hasana could be a source of Allah's pleasure. Even if it's as small as removing a harmful object from the road. There is a hadith in Sahih Bukhari. This person was going somewhere and the road was a bit narrow and there was a branch bent and hanging on the road, and when people had to pass by they had to duck down and then go through. So he thought to himself, yeah, this is annoying everyone. He went somewhere and got a saw, climbed on the tree and chopped that branch off. Now people were passing smoothly. Hadith says, فَغَفَرَ اللَّهُ لَهُ. On this act, Allah forgive him. That small act was a source of gaining Allah's pleasure. So Allah has concealed His rida and pleasure in hasanat. Any hasanah could be a source of Allah's rida. Therefore, do each and every hasanah which you can. Don't belittle a hasanah. Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Idha amilta sayyi'atan fa'atbi'ha hasanatan." When you do something bad, follow it up instantly with a hasanah, good deed. Abu Zar Ghifari asked, Amin al-hasanati la ilaha illallah? Is saying la ilaha illallah from hasanat? And he said, hiya afzalul hasanat. Of course, it is the best hasanat. So even if you did something wrong, like for example, you looked at the opposite gender and you immediately realized that la ilaha illallah, astaghfirullah. That's a hasanah. This hasanah will wipe out that deed, that bad deed. That's staring the effects of that bad deed. The zulmat which came on your heart, that zulmat will be removed by this hasanah. So don't belittle any hasanah. And number 5, Allah has hidden His anger and displeasure in ma'asi and sayyi'at. Any ma'asiyat could bring Allah's wrath. So don't do any ma'asiyat. Don't sin. Any sin could bring Allah's wrath. Stay away from all sins. That's why Allah hid the sins among the sins. He gave signs, but He said, don't sin. Don't say, oh, these are major sins, these are minor sins. I should avoid major sin. Minor is alright. No. Even that minor sin could bring Allah's wrath. For example, not feeding a cat until it dies. Imam Nawawi discussed, is this a major sin or a minor sin? And then he said, it's a minor sin. But that sin brought Allah's wrath on that lady, and Prophet ﷺ saw her burning in the fire for not feeding a cat, keeping it hungry until it died, tying it to the leg of her bed. And it couldn't run around, go somewhere to eat some hasharatul ard, mice or insects. And it died of hunger and thirst. Just because that cat annoyed that lady, she got angry and she tied her until the cat died. Allah got angry. I said, no, I don't want your namaz and roza and zakat and salat and ibadat and everything. Go, Jannah. Allah got angry upon this. So, Allah's anger could be incurred by even a smallest sayyah and bad deed. And if Allah's anger comes, this lady only ended up in the fire temporarily. But if through that anger, your iman goes away, then fire is not temporarily, Jahannam is not temporarily, Jahannam is permanent, forever and ever. May Allah protect us, may Allah protect us, may Allah protect us. So, Shab-e Qadr is among the 5 which are hidden by Allah in the nights. So even if you saw some good sign about yesterday, it doesn't mean you stop now. You don't need to do ibadat. You still got 5 nights left. Keep doing ibadats. Keep up your tahajjud, your tilawat, your zikr, your du'as, your tasmihat, your ma'mulat. Allah will accept, inshallah. Today we read, which sipara? 28th sipara. 28th sipara is full of Madani surahs. Surah Mujadala, Hashr, Mumtahina, Saf, Jumu'ah, Munafiqun, Taghabun, Talaq, Tahreem, all Madani surahs. Mujadala teaches us adab of meetings. We have private meetings, special meetings, job meetings, interviews. Masjid committee meetings, madrasa meetings. We have meetings. And we have to sit down, meet, make mashwara, consultation, and then decide, finalize. Surah Mujadala teaches us some adab of meetings and conversations. It starts by telling us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hears everything. Even if you whisper, Allah hears. It starts with the story of that lady whose husband said to her that you are like my mother to me. Now in the era of Jahiliyyah, if someone said to his wife, you to me are like my mother, they would call it zihar. Because they use the word anti alayya ka zahri ummi. And the wife would become like the mother. Mother is haram, so the wife would become haram. Now he is not allowed to approach her. Khatam, finish. The relationship is terminated. Divorce, talaq, go. Both go their own ways. Now this is the first time this happened in Islam. Now this lady thought that I am finished now, separated. So she came to Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam's house. Hazrat Aisha says, I was in one corner doing my work, washing my dishes or something. And she was on the other corner. And she was whispering to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and she was pleading, putting her hands, oh Allah, please help me, Allah, please help me. I couldn't figure out what she was saying. I could hear the murmuring, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. She was saying to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam that, Ya Rasulullah, my husband, I gave up my youth, Jawani, for him. I did everything for him. I gave him kids, and my belly was the place for his children, and my chest was the mashkiza and milk for his kids. I gave him so many beautiful kids. I am now elderly, and now in my old age he did zihar to me. Where am I going to go? I got no place to go to. I am alone. I can't do anything. And Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I am sorry. What is commonly known is that you are separated. You both go your own ways now. Now Allah had not sent down any hukam up to now. And she was pleading, but there must be some way out, Ya Rasulullah. There must be some way out. I don't know. There's no way out for you. You finished. You both finished. So when Huzur said there's no way out, she started looking up there. Oh Allah, please. Oh Allah, you do something. Oh Allah, please, please. Oh Allah, please help me. So that Aisha is saying, I can't figure it out. Later on, Hazrat Aisha was told. Now she was still there. Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam is still sitting in the same place. And suddenly, Jibreel alayhi salam comes down with wahi. And Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam lowers his head, and the kayfiyat of wahi starts. He used to get ready, really heavy burden. And he would start sweating. And you could hear some humming noise near him. Sahaba would know that wahi is coming, they would remain silent. So she also went quiet. Hazrat Aisha also stopped doing what she was doing. Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam was overcome with that condition. And when Jibreel alayhi salam delivered the wahi, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam lifted his head and he recited, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قد سمع الله قول التي تجادلك في زوجها وتشتكي إلى الله والله يسمع تحاوركما إن الله سميع بصير. Indeed, Allah has heard the words of that lady who was arguing with you regarding her husband. Allah was listening to every word of your conversation. Allah is all hearing, all seeing. Hazrat Aisha said, Alhamdulillah, alladhi wasi'a sam'uhu al-aswat. All praise is for Allah, whose hearing encompasses everything, every voice. Even the smallest voice of an ant crawling under a black stone on a dark night, Allah hears that crawling as well. Allah is Allah, He sees everything, He hears everything. Allah then mentioned that this is munkaram min al-qawli wa zura, not something nice to say. Don't say this in future. But Allah has opened a way for you. Allah mentioned the kafara, free one slave or feed 60 miskeen. If you can't do that, you're too poor, then keep 60 rozas as kafara, and the wife is halal for you, she will remain yours. Some time ago, over here in Madinah Masjid, I did this tafseer in Urdu and I mentioned this mas'ala. Later on, one chacha came to me, Maulvi Sahib, ek maslo puchwano hai. Who do you chacha? What's up chacha? Maulvi Sahib, tumhe kyun yaar, bahiri ne apne ko mai maa jeevi to haram thi jaye. To હું તો મારી બૈરીને રોજ કેમ કે નાની 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 એ મારા પર હરામ થઈ ગઈ. I call my wife Nani, so she's haram for me. I said, ચાચા નાની એટલે કોની નાની? તમારી નાની કે તમારા નવાસાની નાની? અને મારી નાની ને મારા નવાસાની નાની તો પછી હરામ કેમ કેમ થઈ ગઈ? એ તો તમે નવાસાની નાની બોલો, મુઝાફ mahzoof છે. मगर चाचा को तसल्ली हुई नहीं बराबर से. मुझे फिर दूसरे तीसरे दिन फिर समझाना पड़ा, फिर चाचा को तसल्ली हुई. When you call her nani, you don't mean your nani, you mean your grandchildren's nani. She is grandmother of them, not your grandmother. How can she be haram for you? Oh, अच्छा आप समझ में है. So she only becomes haram if you say you to me are like my mother or my nani or nani or daddy or someone like that. Anyway, then Allah goes on to some mentioning, أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَعْلَمُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ مَا يَكُونُ مِن نَجْوَى ثَلَاثَةٍ إِلَّا هُوَ رَابِعُهُمْ. Three people's meeting, and in that meeting, fourth is Allah. وَلَا خَمْسَةٍ إِلَّا هُوَ سَادِسُهُمْ. In one room, 5 people in meeting, sixth is Allah. وَلَا أَدْنَى مِن ذَلِكَ وَلَا أَكْثَرَ إِلَّا هُوَ مَعَهُمْ أَيْنَمَا كَانُوا. More or less, Allah is with them wherever they may be, whatever meeting they may be doing. But Allah is there. Allah is saying, be conscious of this. And in your meeting, say good things, don't say bad things. Allah said in another place, Surah An-Nisa, La khayra fi kathirin min najwahu. There's no good in many of their meetings. إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس. There's only good in the meeting in which the Amr bil Ma'ruf is discussed. They are getting together and consulting regarding doing some good for the community, for the society. أو صدقة, or the meeting is about sadaqah, khairat, charity, helping the poor. أو إصلاح بين الناس, or it is about إصلاح بين الناس, reconciling among people, bringing good to the community. These meetings are good. Tabligh Jamaat meeting, mashwara, is good mashwara. Ulama's meeting, good mashwara, good meeting. How can we improve condition of society? These meetings are good. Other than these, there's no good in the meetings. So Allah mentioned some adab, that they have this istihzar, that Allah is with us during that meeting, and discuss some good matters. Don't discuss bad matters like zulm or injustice or other matters. Allah bachaye. Then Allah mentioned, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu idha tanajaytum fala tatanajaw bil ithmi wal udwan. Ithmu or udwan, sin and zulm. Don't make meetings and consultation for ithm and udwan. Wa tanajaw bil birri wat taqwa. Make your meetings, conversations, consultations about bir and taqwa. واتقوا الله الذي إليه تحشرون. آداب المجلس إذا قيل لكم تفسحوا في المجالس. If you are having a meeting and someone comes to join the meeting and there's space is lacking, then make space for that person. Come, आ जाओ भाई, बैठ जाओ, आप भी meeting में बैठ जाओ. Sit down, no problem. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting among Sahaba, and one Sahabi came. And Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam moved a little for him. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, you don't need to move, there's space here, I'll sit here. He said, no. When a Muslim brother comes, it's his haqq that we move a little bit for him to show him some respect, that you are welcome in the majlis. You see the beautiful manners of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Tafassahu fil majalis, fafsahu, yafsahillahu lakum. Wa idha qila lakum unshuzu, fanshuzu. When the meeting is finished and you are told, bas khuda hafiz, jao ab, meeting finished. So don't sit there, just get up and go. Don't prolong the meeting for no reason. يرفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات والله بما تعملون خبير. Ahl ilm's darajat will be raised. If you have knowledge of this, you practice on this knowledge, Allah will raise your ranks. Then Allah mentioned private meeting with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. إذا ناجيتم الرسول فقدموا بين يدي نجواكم صدقة. If you want to have a meeting with the Prophet, you have to make an appointment, time. And when you come to that meeting, you have to bring some gift for him. قدموا بين يدي نجواكم صدقة. Offer him some gift before that meeting. ذلك خير لكم وأطهر فإن لم تجدوا فإن الله غفور رحيم. أشفقتم أن تقدموا بين يدي نجواكم صدقات فإن لم تفعلوا وتاب الله عليكم فأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأطيعوا الله ورسوله والله خبير بما تعملون. In the next ayat, Allah cancelled it out. Chalo, not all of you will be able to give some sadaqah, hadiyah, gift to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You don't need to, you don't have to. I'm letting you off. Allah is Ghafoor Rahim. Hazrat Ali Karramullah Wajhahu said, there is an ayat in the Quran upon which I only practice, nobody else practice. This ayat. That I came to see the Prophet ﷺ, I gave him some hadiyah and then I talked to him. And then Allah cancelled it out, so nobody else had the opportunity to practice on it. Whilst it was muhkam. Baad mein someone gives you that, but while the hukam was still there, Hazrat Ali Karramullah Wajhahu practiced on it. Then Allah mentioned meetings of other people. Alam tara ila alladhina tawallaw qawman ghadiba Allahu alayhim ma hum minkum wala minhum wa yahlifuna ala al-kadhib wa hum ya'lamun. Hypocrites, they make friendships with the ghayr people, other people, Yahud. Wa idha laqul ladhina amanu qalu amanna wa idha khalaw ila shayatinihim qalu inna ma'akum innama nahnu mustahzi'un. When hypocrites would sit with believers, they would say, okay, we are with you. We are also believers. But at night, in the darkness of the night, in moonlight, they would secretly go to their shayateen and drink with them and chill out with them and say, inna ma'akum innama nahnu mustahzi'un. We are with you, we only make fun of those people, those Muslims who are believers. We only show them our support to make mock and fun of them and to bring you their news. We stay with them on both sides and we give some, jasusi and spy on them for you. This is what Allah said, Ghaziballahu alayhim. Allah is angry on such hypocrites. Allah mentioned some azab of theirs. And at the end of the surah, Allah said, La tajidu qawmin yuwadduna man hadda Allah ورسوله ولو كانوا آباءهم أو أبناءهم أو إخوانهم أو عشيرتهم. Sahaba love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They never make such deep friendship and meetings and conversations with those who oppose Allah and His Rasul. Even if the opposition was their father or brother or their tribe or anyone. This was revealed regarding those Sahaba who were in Battle of Badr, and their father had come in front of them, but they didn't care about the relationship. They fought. And on the other hand, on the mushrikeen side, the son came and he saw his father over here. He turned his face away and left. When he embraced Islam, he said to his father, Abba, you were in my target, I could have finished you off, but I turned away. And Abu Bakr Siddiq said, but if you were in my target, I would not have left, I would have finished you off. Allah said, لا تجد قوما يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله. Our brotherhood is based on Iman. إنما المؤمنون إخوة. Ukhuwat is Imani ukhuwat. not the blood relationship. So Allah mentioned this, that Iman keeps you together. Ulaika kataba fi qulubihimul iman. These Sahaba, Iman is set in their hearts. Wa ayyadahum bi ruhim minhu. Allah assists them with special ruh and inspiration from Him. Wa yudkhiluhum jannatin tajri min tahtiha al-anharu khalidina fiha radiyallahu anhum wa radu an. Allah gave them this certificate of rida in this dunya. Who is that certificate given to? To whom is given? To you and me? Bolo? To whom it's given? Sahaba, companions of the Prophet, about whom Allah is talking from above. They are radiyallahu anhum wa radu anhum. This is why we could never say a bad word about a Sahabi. Right? Some people say there were some munafiq Sahaba. Astaghfirullah. Maulana Salman Nadwi created this new istilah, terminology, munafiq Sahaba. Wait, how can a munafiq be Sahabi and how can a Sahabi be munafiq? Nifaq is, na'uz billah, hiding kufr and showing iman. If you hide kufr, can you be a Sahabi? Sahabi is a person who saw the Prophet ﷺ with iman and died with iman, then he is a Sahabi. But if he did not have iman or he died without iman, he can't be a Sahabi. So there is no question of a Sahabi being munafiq. Salman Nadwi has gone astray. He's gone far away. I don't know where he's going to end up. Allah gave them this title, radiyallahu anhum wa radu anhu. Allah is well pleased with the companions of the Prophet and they are well pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's no nifaq and hypocrisy in them. They are happy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah said, Ulaika Hizbullah. They are the Jamaat of Allah, group of Allah. Ala inna Hizbullahi humul muflihun. हाफिज साहब से भूल हो गई थी, मैं डर गया, मैं कहा नमाज फासिल हो जाएगी, दोहराना पड़ेगा, इसलिए मुझे जोर से बूम पाड़नी पड़ी, हुमुल मुफलिहून, ताकि नमाज दोहरानी न पड़े. वरना नमाज फासिल होगी, आप रुकू में जो चले जाते तो नमाज दोहरानी पड़ती. होती है मिस्टेक, ऐसे हमारी भी होती है. एक दफ़े हमारे फजर में हमारे इमाम साहब सो रहे होंगे, 18वां सिपारा, ही वाज रीडिंग 18 सिपारा, فإذا نفخ في الصور فلا أنساب بينهم يومئذ ولا يتساءلون فمن ثقلت موازينه فأولئك الذين خسروا أنفسهم في جهنم خالدون. فمن ثقلت موازينه کو جہنم میں بھیج دیا. اب میں دور ادھر سب میں تھا, اب بولے بھی کیسے. نماز کے بعد میں امام صاحب کے پاس دوڑ, میں کہا نماز فاصل ہو گئی, واپس پڑھو. کیوں؟ میں نے کہا آپ نے تو یہ پڑھا, فمن ثقلت موازینہ, جس کے ترازو بھاری ہو گئے وہ جہنم میں جائے گا اور ہمیشہ وہیں پڑا رہے گا. اللہ نے تو کہا جس کے ترازو بھاری ہو گئے فاولئک هم المفلحون, وہ کامیاب ہے. ومن خفت موازینہ فاولئک الذین خسروا انفسهم. تو بھولنے سی ہو جاتی ہے تو کوئی حرج نہیں, دوہرا لینا پڑتا ہے. خیر, سورج فنش ہو گئی, ٹائم بھی فنش ہو گیا, نو ٹائم لیفٹ. لیکن یہ مضمون بڑا اچھا تھا, انٹرسٹنگ, اس لیے میں نے اس کو لمبا کیا. اس کے بعد سورۃ الحشر ہے. اس میں اللہ پاک نے یہود کی کچھ شرارتیں کھولی ہیں. بنو النذیر کے یہود تھے, انہوں نے بہت شرارتیں کی تھی, ستایا تھا اللہ کو, اللہ کے رسول کو, صحابہ کو. پھر پکڑے گئے, داؤ میں آ گئے, بھگایا گیا, ان کو جلا وطن کیا گیا. اللہ نے وہ مضمون بیان کیا اور اس کے ذیل میں صحابہ کی تعریف کی, پریز کیا. دو کیٹیگریاں, للفقراء المہاجرین والذین تبوؤوا الدار والایمان یحبون من ہاجر الیہم, انصار, اور والذین جاؤوا من بعدہم, تھرڈ کیٹیگری, اس میں ہم آگے. یقولون ربنا اغفر لنا ولاخواننا الذین سبقونا بالایمان. اور اس کے بعد اللہ talked about ألم تر إلى الذين نافقوا, who are not in that category of muhajirin or ansar, they are something else, they are the hypocrites, and how they make friendship with the Yahud. And Allah said this friendship will not prosper, they won't get anything from this friendship. And at the end of the surah, Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullah. Iman walo, don't do what the hypocrites are doing. Fear Allah. Wal tanzur nafsum ma qaddamat lighad. See for yourself what you've sent for tomorrow, the day of Qiyamah. Inna Allah khabirun bima ta'amalu. And then Allah said, we're giving you all these advices in the Quran. And this Quran is amazing Quran. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. Quran was revealed on Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. It was his heart which was stronger than a mountain. It took the Quran and absorbed it, and slowly he read it out and passed it on to people. Quran is so powerful kalam that if it was sent down on a mountain, the mountain would have crumbled due to khashiyat of Allah. Quran is powerful. In Quran, there is tajalli of Allah. Allah's tajalli. Right? What happened to Musa alayhi salam on Mount Tur? فَلَمَّا تَجَلَّى رَبُّهُ لِلْجَبَلِ جَعَلَهُ دَكًّا وَخَرَّ مُوسَى صَعِقًا. One tajalli, one minor tajalli, just Allah focused on that mountain, and the whole mountain crumbled. And Musa, seeing that mountain crumble, just fell unconscious. فَلَمَّا أَفَاقَ قَالَ سُبْحَانَكَ تُبْتُ إِلَيْكَ وَأَنَا أَوَّلُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Now in Qurani ayat, in every ayat and every verse, there is Allah's tajalli. Provided you have that heart to absorb it, to understand it, to do jazb of it. This is why some awliyaullah at times faint, fall unconscious in namaz, outside namaz. Yahya al-Qattan, great muhaddith, he used to love reading Quran. He used to read 15 siparas every day throughout his life. Ramzan, Ghair Ramzan, 15 Jews every day, half nisful Quran. Once he was sitting and he said to someone, read some Quran Sharif. And the person who started Surah Al-Dukhan, Hamim wal Kitab al-Mubin, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah, Inna kunna munzirin. He went on. Allah then talks about Fir'aun, his behavior, Allah's azab, drowning. And then Allah talks about Qiyamah. And then comes upon Inna yawm al-fasli miqatuhum ajma'een. Faisle ka din, sabka fixed time hai. Yawm la yughni mawlan am mawlan shay'a wa la hum yunsarun. एक दोस्त किसी दोस्त को कुछ काम नहीं आएगा. Friend will not help any friend. Nobody will be there to support you, assist you. Illa man rahimullah. Innahu huwal azizur rahim. Inna shajarat az-zaqqum ta'amul asim kalmuhli yaghli fil butun kaghli al-hamim. When he came on these verses, Yahya al-Qattan just screamed and fell unconscious. The tajalli of Allah fell on his heart. He couldn't take it and he fainted. And he remained in that condition for hours, and it took them long time to bring him around. Abdul Rahman ibn Mahdi says, if anyone had the ability to stop that and avoid screaming and fainting, Yahya al-Qattan would have had that ability, but he couldn't even control himself. This is Quran Sharif, Kalam-e-Pak. If you listen to it with the tawajjuh, attention, and the tajalli falls on your heart. Sayyiduna Umar radiyallahu anhu, he was passing by somewhere in his nightly round, and he heard someone reading Quran 27 Sipara, and the person came upon وَالطُّورِ وَكِتَابٍ مَسْطُورٍ فِي رَقٍّ مَنْشُورٍ وَالْبَيْتِ الْمَعْمُورِ والسقف المرفوع والبحر المسجور إن عذاب ربك لواقع. ما له من دافع. Allah's azab is definitely going to come. Nobody can turn it away. يوم تمور السماء مورا وتسير الجبال سيرا فويل يومئذ للمكذبين. جب وہ دن آئے گا تو مکذبین کے لیے تباہی اور بربادی اور خرابی ہے. خیر بگڑ جائے گی، خیر بگڑ جائے گی مکذبین کی. سیدنا عمر, something happened to him. He just sat down there. He just sat down, slumped, and he kept listening. And he stayed there for quite a while. Someone came and he saw him in that state. He supported him, took him away. Hazrat Umar went to his house and he came to his senses. But he remained in that state of fear and that condition for nearly 2 months. Doctors would come and check him out, but they couldn't find the cause of his illness. Then they realized it was the effect of the Quran which had made him ill. For 2 months he remained ill. This is the tajalli of Quran. This is what Allah said, لَرَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِعًا مُتَصَدِّعًا مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. Allah's khashiyat, the mountain would tear itself to pieces and humble before Allah. وَتِلْكَ الْأَمْثَالُ نَضْرِبُهَا لِلنَّاسِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. And why not? Whose kalam is this? هُوَ اللَّهُ الَّذِي لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ عَالِمُ الْغَيْبِ وَالشَّهَادَةِ. Allah, this is Allah. It's His kalam. هُوَ اللَّهُ الَّذِي لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ الْمَلِكُ الْقُدُّوسُ السَّلَامُ الْمُؤْمِنُ. This is Allah. هُوَ اللَّهُ الْخَالِقُ الْبَارِئُ الْمُصَوِّرُ لَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. This is Allah. This is how Surah Al-Hashr come to a close. And then Surah Al-Mumtahina. Imtihan, testing. Ladies used to come from Makkah to Madinah during the period of Sulh Hudaybiyah and Fateh Makkah, 2 years. Huzur was told to test them. There's details in there. Surah Saf was finishing now. Surah Saf. Saf. Kaun si Saf? Namaz wali Saf? Nah. Allah to Qital fi Sabilillah, military campaign والی صف. وہ صف جب وہ کھڑے ہوتے ہیں صف میں تلوار اور ہتھیار لے کر, دشمن ادھر ہے, یہ صف اللہ کو بہت پسند ہے. ان اللہ یحب الذین یقاتلون فی سبیلہ صفا کأنہم بنیان مرصوص. سیسا پلائی ہوئی دیوار کی طرح کھڑے ہوتے ہیں. There was no guns and bombs at that time. It was swords and spear and arrows. So you had to make a strong row and move together, march together and confront and combat the enemy. So Allah said, they are not doing for themselves, they are doing this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah loves them. Allah then promised, هُوَ الَّذِي أَرْسَلَ رَسُولَهُ لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. Allah will overpower Deen Islam over all the deens. And Allah said, how? لا تل یا ایھا الذین آمنوا. کیا ہے اس کے بعد؟ هل ادلکم علی تجارۃ تنجیکم من عذاب علیم تؤمنون باللہ ورسولہ وتجاہدون فی سبیل اللہ باموالکم وانفسکم. This word جیم ہاتھ ڈال, اس سے اچھوں کی ٹٹی نکل جاتی ہے. ڈرتے ہیں, اس کی بات کیوں کرتے ہیں, اس کی بات نہیں کرنے کی. بھئی وہ تو ہر ملک میں ملٹری کیمپین ہوتے ہیں, تحفظ کے لیے کرنا پڑتا ہے. تو اس زمانے میں ہوتا تھا, تو قرآن اس کا بیان کر رہا ہے. ہم تو اپنی ہسٹری بیان کرتے ہیں. ہم کسی کو یہ ٹھیک کریں کہ جا بھیج دیا ہم نے, تو ہم بھی نہیں جاتے, تو وہ شوٹنگ یور سیلف ان دا فٹ. کسی کو ہم یہ نہیں کہہ رہے, ہم تو اپنی تاریخ بیان کر رہے ہیں. اور ایوری قوم ہیز اے رائٹ ٹو ٹاک اباؤٹ دا ہسٹری. اللہ پاک اس کو بیان کر رہے ہیں. اس کے بعد سورہ جمعہ ہے, مدینہ شریف. مکے میں جمعہ نہیں تھا, جماعت نہیں تھی, جمعہ کہاں سے ہوگا؟ مکہ میں جماعت سے نماز پڑھتے تھے, کعبہ شریف کے پاس جماعت سے نماز ہوتی تھی؟ نہ, چپ چاپ سے چھپ چھپ کر پڑھتے تھے نمازیں. They used to pray namaz secretly. They couldn't do Jamaat in Masjid Haram, let alone Jummah. So the Jummah namaz started in Madinah Sharif. Allah mentioned some adab of Jummah namaz in there. Then Surah Munafiqun, special surah on hypocrites. How Allah doesn't like them. And what made them hypocrites? La tulhikum amwalukum wala awladukum. Love for money and love for children made them hypocrites. So Iman walo, don't bring love of money and wealth and dunya in your heart, and don't let love of your children turn to hypocrisy and become munafiqs and hypocrites. Then there's Surah Taghabun. Har jeet, winners and losers. On the day of Qiyamah, some winners, others losers. Amal salihah, good, you are winner. Amal sayyah, bad, you are loser. Allah mentions day of judgment. Yawmut Taghabun, yawma yajma'ukum liyawmil jama', dhalika yawmut Taghabun. May Allah protect us from the horror of that day and make that standing before Allah on the day of Qiyamah easy for us. Admit us into Jannatul Firdaus. Then Surah Talaq. तलाक के मसाइल अल्लाह ने बयान किए. वो तलाक तोई के साथ है. हाँ, तो एक आदमी मौलवी साहब के पास है, मौलवी साहब मैंने मेरी बीवी को तलाक दे दी, लेकिन ते से दी थी, तोई से नहीं दी थी, तो हो गई मेरी तलाक. और तेरी ही तुझे कुरान में तजवीद नहीं आती और तलाक में तजवीद आ गई, तोई ते में फर्क समझ पड़ गया, जाए यहाँ से, तलाक हो गई. तलाक कहे कि तलाक कहे, दोनों में तलाक हो जाती है. लेकिन ऐसे भी बेचारे ट्रैप्ट होते हैं. तो अल्लाह mentioned the masail of talaq. إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة. Talaq की भी आदाब समझो. People don't know the adab of talaq. They give 3 talaqs and then they come, मौलवी साहब कहे रास्ता काढ़ो नहीं. मौलवी साहब कहाँ से रास्ता काढ़े, तूने ही रास्ता नहीं रखा तो है ना भाई. Please find some solution. I gave 3 talaqs, but you stupid fool, shouldn't have given 3 talaqs. You don't know how to give talaq. 3 talaqs is haram. Giving 3 talaqs is, bolo, haram. Hadith said it's bid'at, it's haram. If you want to give talaq, what is the sunnah way of giving talaq? 1, talaq-e-raji. It's called sunnat because Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam on one instance divorced one of his wife with 1 divorce, and when she said, Ya Rasulullah, please take me back, he took her back. Allah made him do this so that the ummah can learn how to give talaq. Practical sunnah. If there's disagreement among yourselves, there are some procedures to go through. After you've exhausted all the procedures and there's no way of reconciliation, then 1 talaq-e-raji. Bas, usse zyada nahi. So that if you regret it, you can take her back within the 3-month menstrual cycle period. And even if after that, after 6 months, 1 year, you both regret your decision, you want to get back, you can still redo your nikah and get back. But if you give 3, then finish. You can't take her back in the period, nor can you take her back afterwards. She has to find another husband, you have to find another wife. Go your separate ways. So Allah mentions some adab. And this is why in Surah Talaq, amazing, Allah mentions taqwa 3 times. Because Allah said in divorce as well you should have taqwa. That's the indication. Talaq mein bhi taqwa, taqwe ke saath talaq deni chahiye, bagair taqwa ke nahi. Hazrat Hasan, Hazrat Ali karramullah wajhahu ke sahibzade hain. Hazrat Ali jab shaheed ho gaye, when someone killed Hazrat Ali, and Hazrat Hasan radiyallahu anhu, bichara, he did all he was grieving, he was sad. He did all the janazah and funeral and everything. And people gave him bayat. He came home and one of his beloved wives said to him, Haniyan lakal khilafa. Tumko khilafat mubarak. Congratulations on become khalifa. And Hazrat Hasan said, Tashmatina bi wafati abi. You're laughing at me because my father has been killed. I'm here grieving, sad. You're giving me congratulations on khilafat. You're laughing at the murder of my dad. How dare you say such a word? You have no brains. Go away from me. I divorce you. Finish. And he was in such an anger at that time, he gave 3. Sometimes it happens in anger. He was so frustrated, he couldn't take it. Now, then he realized I made a mistake. So, he sent her the remainder of her meher and plus 10,000 dirhams as gift. When all that meher and the 10,000 gift reached her, she said, Mata'un qaleel min habibin mufarigh. A little bit of gift from a beloved who has separated from me. Hazrat Hassan's heart softened and he said, yeah, she still loves me, I love her as well. But if I had not heard my Nana sallallahu alayhi wasallam say that if you divorce a woman 3 times, you can't take her back, I would have taken her back. But now I can't because I made a foolish mistake by giving her 3. Now, you see in there, even though he had divorced her, he sent her a gift of 10,000 dirhams. 10,000 dirhams is a lot of money. 1 dirham maybe in these days about 10 pounds or something. So 10,000 dirhams will be 100,000 pounds. He said, go give it this gift. So even in talaq, you should have taqwa, consideration. Okay, bhai, you've been together for some time. Be mindful of that relationship. Be kind to them. Be nice to her. وَأَن تَعْفُوا أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. Read the tafseer of that. Some masail in there. Then Surah Tahrim, it talks about how we should look after our kids, our wives, children. This masail are in there. बस ये इंडिकेशन है कि बंद करो, अब जाओ यहाँ से, भागो, मजलिस खत्म करो. ये टाइमर पर रखा हुआ है या फिर मोहम्मद भाई बुलबुलिया पीछे से कुछ कह रहे हैं कि प्लीज खत्म करो अब मौलवी साहब. दुरूद शरीफ पढ़ लो. सुभानक अल्लाहुम्मा बिहम्दिक नशहदु अल्ला इलाहा इल्ला अंत नस्तगफिरुका व नतूबु इलैक. परवरदिगार आलम हमारे यहाँ उठना बैठना कहना सुनना पढ़ना पढ़ाना कबूल फरमाइए. कुरान शरीफ की समझ अता फरमाइए. हमारी कोताही कमज़ोरी सुस्ती गफलत माफ़ फरमाइए. सल्लल्लाहु वसल्लम अला सय्यिदिना मुहम्मद व आलिहि वसहबिहि अजमईन बिरहमतिका या अरहमर राहिमीन. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll have the youth conference, all right? Bring your friends in, phone them, message them, call them. Masjid should be full tomorrow, inshallah. Yes, my friends? Wrong mazhab. Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad, all 4 say 3 is 3. This 3 in 1, 1 in 3 is not our maslak, it's the Christians' maslak. Na'udhu billah. If you say it 3 times, it's 3. How can 3 be 1? When some opinion goes against ijma'i ummat, then that opinion will not be taken into account. And when 4 imams gather on one opinion, then that is like ijma'i ummat. There's ummat's ijma' on this masla, consensus that 3 is 3. So be very careful before you utter those words. And if you do utter them, don't come to me, find a solution, go. अब हलालू वलालू शरीयत recommend नहीं करती हलालू वलालू. ये तो एक शरीयत तो क्या कह रही है? शरीयत is saying that women are naturally very soft, right? You say to her, sorry, मन माफ कर देनी, मन माफ कर देनी, please. अपना दोनों छोकरों से, we've got a little case, please forgive me. And she said, all right, I forgive you, I take you back. So Shariat said to her, wait, don't take that stupid fool back. He has no control over his mental condition, his brain, his tongue. He keeps giving you divorce, he gives you divorce once, he gives you twice, he gives you 3 times. Zara kahin tha jo talak, talak, talak. Ziri bar ma talak. Why does he keep doing that? He's not fit for you, you're not fit for her. Go and find someone else. Shariat said, you might find that person more suitable and you might want to stay with him. So go and find another person who's more better for you. If you do go and find someone, but that marriage also doesn't work out, then probably you could come back to this first person. And in many cases, this has worked. You know, we were just talking about this, and one friend was, one chacha was sitting. He said, Maulana Sahab, हमारे यहाँ वो सरहद के इलाके में ऐसा हुआ था. This happened. There was this Chaudhry. He gave his wife 3 divorces. Now he wanted to take her back. The people said there is no way out. Then someone said, there is one way which is halalu. She gets married to someone. After the iddat 3 months finish, periods finish, she's parked, no baby in the womb, everything clear. She gets married to someone. She sleeps with him. They have intercourse. And then he divorces. And then she waits for 3 months. And then she can come back to you. If the womb is clear, no baby in there. So he said, all right then, let's do halalu. Who's going to do halalu? Now she's Chaudhry's wife. So Chaudhry Sahab ki biwi ke saath kaun halalu kare? Nobody is ready to do halalu. So someone said, masjid ke imam sahab ko bolo. تو چودھری صاحب نے مسجد کی امام صاحب کو پکڑا کہ تم کو یہ کام کرنا ہے. امام صاحب نے کہا معاف کرو اللہ کے واسطے میں یہ کام نہیں کر سکتا. چودھری صاحب نے کہا نہیں کرنا پڑے گا آپ کو, تو یو ہیو ٹو ڈو اٹ. تو انہوں نے کہا ٹھیک ہے, زبردستی نکاح پڑھا دیا. اب وہ ان کی بیگم گئی وہاں ان کے ساتھ رہنے کے لیے. اب وہ چودھری صاحب کے ساتھ 1-2 دن رہی, امام صاحب کے ساتھ. تو امام صاحب کے گھر میں اس کو تو بہت اچھا لگا. اب اس نے کہا کہ امام صاحب مجھ کو طلاق نہیں چاہیے, مجھ کو تو آپ کے ساتھ رہنا ہے. امام صاحب نے کہا میری تو پہلے سے ایک بیوی ہے, کہ میں دوسری بیوی بن کے رہوں گی. اس نے کہا I don't want divorce. اب چودھری صاحب کو بتایا گیا تو چودھری صاحب نے کہا کہ ڈیورس بھائی میں کیوں, آپ اس کو پوچھو, وہ منع کر رہی, اس کو نہیں چاہیے ڈیورس, تو میں کیوں ڈیورس دوں اس کو. اب چودھری صاحب پھنس گئے. بہت ٹرائی کیا لیکن وہ وائف ریڈی نہیں ہوئی. اس نے کہا کہ یہ امام صاحب میرا اتنا رسپیکٹ کرتے ہیں, مجھے اتنا اچھی طرح رکھتے ہیں کہ چودھری کے گھر میں تو ہر وقت غصہ ہی غصہ, آرڈر ہی آرڈر. یہاں پر تو امام صاحب کے اتنے اچھے اخلاق, اتنے اچھی طرح مجھ کو بلاتے ہیں, اتنا اچھی طرح پکارتے ہیں اور اتنا رسپیکٹ کرتے ہیں مجھ کو, تو مجھ کو تو یہیں رہنا ہے, چودھری صاحب کے ساتھ ہی رہے, مجھے نہیں جانا ہے اس کے پاس. تو چودھری صاحب بھی عاجز آ گئے, بے بس ہو گئے, اور پھر وہ انہی کے ساتھ رہی, امام صاحب کے ساتھ زندگی گزاری اس نے. یہ ہے شریعت کا مقصد کہ بھئی تم کو وہ آدمی 3 طلاق دیتا ہے رہتا ہے, ایک دفعہ دی تم کو طلاق, 6 مہینے بعد دوسری طلاق دی, 10 مہینے کے بعد تیسری طلاق دی, تو اس کے ساتھ کیوں رہتی ہو تم؟ چھوڑو نا اس کو, کوئی دوسرا ڈھونڈو, کوئی اچھا آدمی مل جائے گا تم کو. گو, بہت there is plenty of fishes in the ocean. تو شریعت یہ چاہتی ہے کہ اس عورت کے لیے کوئی اچھا سلوشن پرووائڈ کرے, اس کو کوئی اچھی جگہ پر سیٹل کرے. اس لیے, اور عورتیں چونکہ نرم ہوتی ہے, اگر شریعت ایسا نہ کرتی تو واپس اس کے پاس آ جاتی اور وہ واپس 3 طلاق دیتا, پھر واپس آتی, پھر 3 طلاق دیتا, پھر طلاق 3 طلاق دیتا. تو اس پر بریک لگانے کے لیے شریعت نے کہا کہ یو بوتھ گو یور اون ویز. اب بات سمجھ میں آئی نا, یہ شریعت کا مقصد ہے. حلالو تو ریکمینڈڈ نہیں ہے. انفیکٹ اگر سوسائٹی میں کوئی ایسا آدمی ہو جو سب کا حلالو کرتا ہو تو اس کے لیے وارننگ آئی ہے کہ وہ تو, اس پر تو اللہ کی لعنت جاتی ہے. وہ پیسے چارج کرتے ہیں, آپ کا حلالو کر دوں گا $1000 چارج ہوگا. اب اس کی تو جیب میں $1000 بھی آ گیا اور ایک رات کے لیے مستی کرنا بھی مل گیا اس کو. اور یہ تو کہاں کی چیز ہے؟ شریعت اس کو نہیں الاؤ کرتی ہے. جو شریعت میں ریکمینڈ نہیں ہے اس کو, شریعت میں یہ چیز کہی گئی ہے. لوگ مسئلہ سمجھتے نہیں ہیں, شریعت کو بلیم کرتے ہیں. مجھ کو ایک دفعہ یہیں کینیڈا میں ہی کسی نے سوال پوچھا تھا. انہوں نے کہا کہ مولانا صاحب یہ ڈیورس تو اس نے مجھ کو دیا, ہی ڈیورس می, so why should I be punished? Why should I be punished that I have to go and do another nikah and I have to go through all that? So I had to explain to her, Ben, this is not punishment. This is not punishment. This is trying to find a good way out and solution for you, that this is a better solution. Don't go back to him. Find another way out. تب جا کر اس کو سمجھ پڑی. تو اس لیے یہ حلالہ جو ہے, حلالو is not شریعت's recommendation. شریعت کہتی ہے کہ if you give 3 talaqs, it's 3, you have to go back, you have to go your own way. اب یہ جو آپ نے کہا نا سلفی لوگ 3 کو 1 کہتے ہیں، ہمارے یہاں ہیں ایسے، وہ 3 کو 1 کہتے ہیں، پھر کہتے ہیں واپس ہو جاؤ اس کے ساتھ، پھر وہ تھوڑے ٹائم کے بعد وہ جو طلاق ہوئی تھی نا وہ ڈیزالو ہو جاتی ہے، جیسے سالٹ پانی میں ڈیزالو، شوگر جو ہے اس میں چائے میں ڈیزالو ہو جاتی ہے۔ اگر اس نے اس کے بعد پھر 3 طلاق دی تو پھر وہ ڈیزالو ہو جاتی ہے، اور اس طرح وہ ڈیورس کرتے ہی رہتے ہیں۔ شریعت نے اس پر پابندی کے لیے تو کہا تھا الطلاق مرتان فإمساک بمعروف او تسریح بإحسان، you can only divorce once, twice, then فإن طلقها فلا تحل له من بعد حتى تنكح زوجا غيره. If he gives the divorce 3rd time, she is not halal until she marries another person. So یہ چیز ہے، تو طلاق کے مسائل کو بھی سمجھنا چاہیے۔ میں تو سمجھتا ہوں کہ یہاں پر ایک کورس نکاح کا ہونا چاہیے اور ایک کورس طلاق کا ہونا چاہیے، فل ڈے کورس ہونا چاہیے کہ نکاح کے مسائل، طلاق کے مسائل۔ ملیشیا میں یہ نکاح کا کورس ہوتا ہے، کسی کو شادی کرنی ہو تو پہلے اس کورس میں جانے کا، سرٹیفکیٹ وہاں سے لینے کی، 2 ہفتے کا کورس ہوتا ہے، پورا نکاح سمجھاتے ہیں، طلاق سمجھاتے ہیں، ایوری تھنگ از ایکسپلینڈ، اینڈ دین یو گیو اے ٹیسٹ ایگزام، یو گیٹ اے سرٹیفکیٹ، کہاں پہ اس نے نکاح اور طلاق کے مسائل اچھی طرح سمجھ لی ہیں، اب اس کی شادی ہو سکتی ہے۔ تو ایسا یہاں بھی ہونا چاہیے کچھ نظام کہ ان بچوں کو سمجھائیں کہ بھئی دیکھو شادی کرو، سنبھل کے رہنا، زبان کنٹرول میں رکھنا، تم آدمی ہو، مرد بن کے رہنا، بیل بن کے مت رہنا۔ تو یہ سمجھ کے اپنی عقل استعمال کرنا، بدھی استعمال کرنا، یہ چیز ہے۔ سمجھ میں آ گئی بات؟ چلو آج تو 12:30 بج گئے یار، میں نے تو پہلے 15 منٹ پہلے بند کر دیا تھا، انہوں نے 15 منٹ اور لگا دیا۔ السلام علیکم، ہم نہیں جو